All right, let's try this. Let's try this again. I want to make sure my chat is working because I really want to answer questions. Now, what I want you guys to understand, when I'm doing these lives, please feel free to ask me any question you wish in the chat, okay? Because I really want to show you guys how easy it is to become financially free. Nobody taught me this way. All right. And so now that I'm free, I can't help but to share with you guys. And what I want you to do when you watch my videos, this is what I want you to concentrate on, okay? Always concentrate on the math. If what I'm saying, if my math is correct at what I'm saying, that's the only thing I want you guys to focus on. All right. Feelings don't matter. Hey, what's up, Il Willis? Hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I sent you a comment. I wanted to ask you. I know you told me you had quit your IT job. I wanted to know if you were still in the same field or not, or did you choose a whole different field? But anyway, I want you guys to stay focused. Always stay focused on the math, okay? And if you guys decide to do this, add up all your savings, add up all your debt, and it's in a large negative number. And this is important. If you look at that number and don't believe you're broke, that's a glitch in the debt matrix. That's the moment I want you to catch yourself and say, hey, how come I don't believe my own math? All right, that's very important, okay? Because trust me, you will be free. But anyway, this is what I want to do. I'm kind of sharing my personal story with you guys. But once I quit my job, I had this unbelievable amount of time to do whatever it is I wish to do. Anything I want to do. Now, mind you, I worked for another year and a half, so I stacked up a lot of money, and it stacks so fast when you don't have no debt. I was so excited, man. I was coming out telling my friend, and this is what led me to help you guys. All right, I was so excited. It was like, you know how people first find religion and then they try to get you. Hey, man, God says this, and I was one of those people. But this was with, I was proving everything with math. So I was like, hey, man, check this out. Let me show you with math, and if you change this, you'll be free. People they wasn't even trying to hear me. One place at a law firm, I quit. I'm still in technology. I would email you things. Hey, cool. Okay, that's cool. All right. I'm just curious about your story. That's all. And but when I was telling close family members of what I've done, because I was so excited to help them to feel this freedom, they weren't trying to hear me. And even though I was showing them with math, they still wasn't trying to hear me. So that's the moment I knew I was on to something to help others that were ready to listen. Now I just don't come up and just tell people, because you got to be ready to hear what I'm telling you. Because once I show you and tell you, it wouldn't matter if you share, if you go and share with somebody else and they're not ready to hear you, they're going to look at you like you're crazy. What are you talking about? Everybody needs credit. How am I buy a car if I don't have good credit, right? And you just think about it. Cash, money. There's no other way to buy a car without money. You just, with credit, you're just using the bank's money. But people don't really understand it that way, right? Anyway, once I was free, man, I've been traveling across the country. I've just been doing when I wake up, I decide that day what I'm going to do that day. That blew me away, because when I was in debt, I thought you had to be rich to do this. I thought you had to be rich to do this. But what I didn't realize, rich means different, has a different meaning to different people. Some people think rich because somebody on the same street got a nicer boat or a nicer car or has a better job. And so I thought they were rich. That doesn't mean anything. I left my job so fast. This is what's crazy. When I was debt free, once I became financially free, I felt like I was now other IT people will understand what I'm about to say to you guys, okay? I felt like I was a trapped animal in my cubicle. Every time I got a phone call outside of business hours, I was like, what the hell? Hey, man, did you finish Did you finish XYZ server? Now I'm gonna do some computer lingo talk, okay? So if you guys are not IT, you won't know what I'm talking about, okay? You IT people will know. All right, say like I was working on a virtual server, right? And I was building it up from scratch, but I didn't finish it, okay? And so I stopped, went home. They would call me or email me, ask me, hey, you gonna finish up that server? What do you mean? I'm off work. Yeah, I'm gonna finish it up when I get there tomorrow. Or they would call me if servers are down when I'm not on call. I was like, what are you doing? But when I was in debt, I would answer each one of those questions. Ain't that crazy? And now that I'm out, I would answer those. When I'm answering outside of those hours, I'm answering those questions for free. So this is what I did. I started adding up all the hours that were off the time that I was supposed to be working. I added them up for a month, right? And then I calculated that in with my normal salary. And then I broke it down to hourly. Oh man, I was making under minimum wage. I was making under minimum wage, and I was making six figures. Isn't that crazy? I would never let that happen again. That's why now, when I first quit, I was still nervous because I've been working all my life, especially in the computer industry. So about the first 6 months I quit my job, I was nervous. I was applying for new jobs because I don't know how to explain that. It's just something that I was, you're just used to something, right? And I remember applying for this, and I did this on purpose. I was applying for a job, right? And I went on an interview. And I went to an interview. Now they list everything under the sun that you should need to know for this particular job. When I read these things now, I was thinking to myself, if I knew that much stuff, you guys would be paying double me the salary that you're offering on this piece of paper. But anyway, I went to this particular interview, right? And so we're sitting down. They're showing me the building. They're like, oh, look at all the amenities. And you got this, you got that. You can come down here to the eatery. We got a built-in chef and this and that. They were talking like all that food was free. I said, is that free? Or do I have to? Oh no, you have to pay for it. Then I was thinking to myself, why are you telling me about it then? That makes no sense. No sense. Anyway, I came on to I interviewed for this job, right? And the network person, he was there interviewing me too. And I said, how many people, now get this, now listen to this closely, IT people, all right? Listen to this closely. This guy was the only guy there, and he was on call until they hired another person. And so during the interview, I said, hey, so it's going to just be me and that guy? They were like, yeah, it's just going to be you and him. I said, how does the on-call rotation work? He said, you guys are going to swap back and forth between each other. I said, wait a minute. You're going to own my life 6 months out of the year? That's only if that's only if the other guy's not sick, something's wrong with his kid, he breaks a leg. Because if something happens to him, that means I'm on call. So I was on call 6 months minimum. And they saw my expression on my face. I was like, and I did just like that. Interviews, let me tell you something. When you're debt free, interviews are totally different. Totally different. I don't know how to explain it. Imagine it like this. Say like you had $1 million in the bank. So that means you didn't have to work. You just wanted a job because you just felt like working, right? Imagine going on an interview with $1 million of bank. The feeling of desperation is not there anymore. So you're relaxed. You're not crossing your fingers. You're hoping you get it. When I was in that interview, and after they said that, I was like, my face was just like this in the interview. And then as soon as the interview was over, you know how you get recruiters, right? So the recruiter calls me after the interview was over. They go, hey, Linnell, the interview was good. They said you knew your stuff, but they said as soon as they asked you that about that on-call rotation, they said your whole demeanor changed. I said they could see it. I didn't really know I expressed it that way because I had never done that before because I was financially free. So I didn't really care if I got the job or not, right? And I thought to myself, you really believe you're going to own me for 6 months out of my life? Mm-mm. And then when the recruiter said that to me, you know what I told the recruiter? I said, you're exactly right. I said, no, they ain't doing that. And I think I went on another job interview. And each time they would say these things. And I was thinking to myself, this is normal. They've been doing this at every job interview I went to. And I just accepted it. Now the business knows they're doing this. How could they not know? How could they not know two people that run their entire system and everybody rotation on call? No. Call rotation, micromanage, 6 figures. Exactly. Because it's like, you think to yourself, what is the purpose of an on-call rotation? Because it's totally impossible for one person to know every single system, AD 360, Office 360, VMware, Citrix, thin clients. That's impossible. SQL, the NetApp, all this stuff. You can't. There's no one person can know all that. But yet they're gonna put one person on call to call other people that are not on call. How in the world did I accept that? Because I was in debt. I would never accept that today. I would never fit back in the IT world, and they would know it. They would know it. Oh, this guy's different. Why is he different? Because I know. You're not doing that. Man, when I left my job, before I left my job, I remember we'd have meetings, right? And all my coworkers, they already knew something was different about me. They would give me all the things on note paper to write down to ask inside of meetings because they was too scared to ask the managers in the meeting. I asked them all day long. Hey man, remember you guys promised us the upgrades of the system and the storage is maxed out. Each time I got to go in there, clear people's data, delete files. How come you guys are not upgrading it like you promised? Oh, we're going to get to it. When are you going to get to it? I didn't say it like that. I still kept it professional, but I would say, when? I said, give me a date. You're not going to keep using me like that. You know, it was just crazy because I would bring solutions to them. I said, hey, man, if we upgrade this system, include this new storage system, these problems would be solved. They would just ignore it. They would just rather, instead of spending the money that they needed to spend to upgrade the system and make it work smooth, they would continue using us as fixing these ticket problems. I felt like a trapped animal. I quit. They would the final straw before I left my job. I was like, okay, because I know it's easy for me to say. If you've never been in this position to be free like this, it's really hard to say, hey, I quit, right? So what I did was I went and I applied for this particular position that was going to make me a manager over the larger virtual environment. That way I could tell people to do the different pieces that I needed them to do. Hey man, I need you on networking. I need you to be on location for the workstation. And I need somebody back here at the main hardware location where the data center's at, right? You know what they did? Now it took me 3 years to understand the system because nobody kept any kind of documentation or nothing. I hate that. So I had to figure all this out, documented, and I needed to do this position. And I said, I need this position. You know what they did? They told me just like this. Oh, we're going to hire somebody outside of the company and you're going to train him to be the manager. I said, oh, really? Now let me tell you something. When you're financially free, you don't put I didn't put my emotions in there anymore. That's gone. I don't know how to explain that. It's strictly business. So I said, oh, really? So I called the meeting for the manager, the district manager, the all the way up, all right, to the highest I can get. I brought them in a meeting. They said, okay, Mr. Young, what you call this meeting for? I said, let me get this straight. I want to make sure I understand what you're saying. Okay. I want to understand what you're saying. I'm telling you that I know how to make this. I'm going to use short term so you IT guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. I work for an airline company, right? And this airline company flew to many different cities throughout the United States. Everyone was a virtual terminal, okay? When I first started this job, it took at least, now with customers walking up to the counter for airline, hey, what time's my flight? Or, just common questions. It would take at least I'm going to say 10 minutes for them to log in a workstation. Can you imagine a customer standing there waiting that long for a person to come in and just get some basic information? I figured out how to change that from 10 minutes to 5 minutes at first. But in order to change it to 1 minute, I needed to be a manager to tell the key people what to do, what I needed done, right? So I needed to be a manager. So I said, hey man, in the meeting, I said, I know how to change this from 5 minutes to 1 minute. But in order for me to, I have to teach the new guy. It's going to take me at least a year to train him, to show him what I know today. They said, I said, that's what you guys are saying? They said, yeah, that's what we're going to do. I said, okay, thank you for the meeting. They were like, that's it? I said, that's it. I knew what I was going to do. I just had to figure out when I was going to quit. So I went back to my desk. I wanted to wait and see how long I still thought they were joking, right? They hired the person. I was like, these guys are serious. Okay, cool. Put in my 2 weeks. I put in my 2 weeks. Now, usually when you have admin rights, now you guys know when you have God rights throughout the system and you quit, they usually let you go right there because they don't want you messing up their system. I get it. I understand. No, I ain't gonna ruin my career over it. I put in my 2 weeks. They were like, what? I said, what? I said, what? They said, what you doing? I said, I'm quitting. They said, why? Because I didn't get that position. I said, what do you guys mean? Why are you guys asking me these questions? I don't get it. And so you know what they did? I said, so when's my last day? Because I thought they were going to walk me out right there. They said, well, you put in 2 weeks, right? I said, yeah, 2 weeks. I said, you guys are going to keep me here the whole 2 weeks. Yep. Now, when I would left this last job, I was making $110,000 a year. Just before I left, now this is a very important part of the story. I got hired by another job that gave me $50,000 more per year, but it was a long drive away from me, about at least 30 minutes, okay? At least. So I got a $50,000 raise. Now I'm debt free, okay? $50,000 raise. I went from 110 to 160, okay? They kept me there the whole 2 weeks. Last day, I left. I said, peace out, homie. That was the longest 2 weeks of my life, okay? Now, when I left and went to the other job, I'm there about a month, okay? At that point, this is hard to explain. At that point, money didn't matter to me anymore. That's the best way I can say it to you, okay? The $160,000 didn't matter to me. You know what became the most important thing in my life? Is the time in my life. I was there 1 month. And check this out. Check this out. I kid you not. I told the guy that hired me, I said, hey, man, because I felt bad about them hiring me, and then I'm quitting 1 month later. I said, hey, I hate to do this to you, but I got to go. I got to quit. They was like, whoa. Where you going, Linnell? What, do you need more money? I was shocked. I was like, what the? Now, the reason why I was shocked is that all I had to do to get raises? Instead of being nervous about asking, because people are scared to ask for raises. That's the crazy. If you know your skills, why in the hell are we scared to ask for raises? Because I was in debt, scared to get fired. I don't know. Stupid stuff you just think in your head. It doesn't make any sense, right? I was shocked. I was like, no. He said, you got another job? I was like, no. He said, where you going? I said, nowhere. They had this puzzled look on their face like, what do you mean nowhere? I said, I'm going to just start my own thing. I don't know. They was like, oh, man, I wish I could do this. You know what I turned to him and said? I said, you can. I could show you how. What do you mean? I said, you got to get out of debt. I ain't trying to hear all that. You ain't trying to hear all what? Get out of debt? That's when I knew I was onto something, because all these responses didn't make any sense to me. But first of all, I was in debt, so you don't even know to ask these type of questions or do the type of things that I'm telling you, that I was trapping myself the whole time. At jobs, I was trapping myself because I was in debt, too busy getting raises, buying, financing more stuff to show the world, hey, look at me. I'm a computer engineer. Huh, look at my car. Look at it's so stupid. It is so, I can't believe here I am, this smart computer engineering degree, doing the dumbest financial moves ever. I didn't even know I was doing them. Looking like a complete idiot, right? And then it just kept shocking me more, the responses. And then when I would tell people what I did, how I became free, nobody believed me. And then, I was doing, I was like, hey man, all you gotta do is the math, and you'll see. I ain't trying to hear all that. That's when I knew I was onto something. And then I started thinking about, these are phases that you're gonna go through, okay? After you get out of this job cycle, this 40-hour work week, 2 weeks. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over, but I want to hear this too. The thought of 2 weeks a year vacation. I work all year. Now, mind you, I never even took the 2 weeks together. I was too scared because I was worried about all the work that was going to be piled up for me when I get back. What's the purpose of scheduling a 2-week vacation? That's the purpose, so the job can fill that person in while you're gone to take care of the work. When you got back, you pick up where you left off. I don't know why I didn't think like that. I was thinking, oh man, my boss is gonna get mad because I don't know. But anyway, 2 weeks a year? 2 weeks a year? That sounds like insanity to me. I've been not working for almost 4, 3. Time doesn't even matter to me anymore. I don't even care about the days. Listen to what I'm saying. I don't care about the days of the week. I don't care what time it is unless I have something scheduled with a client, some important appointment. That's the only time I care about time. The only time I know what day it is when I wake up and look at my phone to see if it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No more being happy. Oh, thank God it's Friday, dreading Sunday nights. Don't do none of that. That's all programming. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I know that now. 2 weeks? I couldn't even imagine that. I remember when I was first off for a month, I thought, oh man, a whole month. A month? That's nothing. That's nothing. Now think about it. If you are in a job right now that you dread getting up on Monday, and you got to, first of all, including the time it takes for you to start your car and drive to a place that you don't even want to go, that's free. That's free. You ain't getting paid for that. And then you got to go into a place and stay there for 8 hours plus at a place you don't even want to be at, regardless of the money. Debt is keeping you there. I promise you. Debt is keeping you there. Savings minus debt equals debt's keeping you in a job that you don't want to be there. Now, imagine. Say like you don't necessarily hate your job, but you're tired of doing what you're doing. But you start to think, man, I don't know anything else. These are thoughts that went through my head. I don't know anything else. I don't know how to do anything else. I'm never going to make the amount of money I'm making here at someplace else. I got to start at the bottom. These are all things that went through my head. Oh, I don't know anything there. I got to start from the bottom. That people are going to tell me what to do. Blah, blah. It's the only thing I can say this. You choose, get debt free, choose whatever it is you want to do. And trust me, whatever job you choose, you're going to be different. And whatever job you choose, they're going to know you're different because you're not going to be accepting being a slave at any time. If your new job, your manager calls you after hours, you're going to be like, hello? Yeah, hey, I need you to do. I'll be like, why are you calling me? I know you guys think I'm joking. It's true. Manager calls. If I got a job, right? I should get a job just to show you guys and record it. I should do that. Just get a job for you guys to see that I'm not talking crap. This will be you. Hey, yeah. Hey, Linnell, can you check on that server? Yeah, that server's down. I say, yeah, I'll check it tomorrow. Oh, we need you to get on it now. No, I'm off work. Well, what? Well, what? Are you guys paying me? I tell you what. No, I'm not going to go too far. I wouldn't do all that. But I would say, no, I would see you tomorrow. I'm not touching anything. That's exactly what I would do. You think I'm joking? No, I'm not. What are they going to do? Write you up? Think about what I'm saying. What are they going to do? Write you up for not working when you're off? I would love to see a manager write that up and sign his name on it. I would dare him to do that. Yeah, we called Linnell. We told him to work on this server. Was he working? No. Were you paying him? No, but we still wanted him to fix that server. What? That's not true. That'll never happen. I didn't know that when I was in debt. And here's another one. Think about this. You work years at a job to save up for your vacation, but you can't take your vacation unless they give you permission to take the vacation that you earned. Does that make any sense? You put in, now don't get me wrong, I know you, excuse me. I know you got to schedule your vacation, but it's up to them to approve if you can go on the dates that you want to take your vacation on. Does that make any sense? That doesn't make any sense. But if you accept that, that's on you. And the only reason why you accept it, why? Because you're in debt. I'll give you one more example so you guys can understand what I'm saying. You remember that government shutdown, right? And the say like the people that check your bag or check your luggage at the work, I forgot what their name are, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? The government shut down, they stopped paying them fools and told them what? You're gonna work for free until we figure out how we're gonna handle this. Are you crazy? There is no way. I would have quit on the spot. But you know why those guys didn't quit? Because that's slavery. Those guys worked for free for a month. For free, or however long that was, for free. And they said, you're going to work for free until we figure it out. Are you insane? I'm not working for free for anybody. But yet they did. You know why they did? Because they were in debt. They had to work for free. And even working for free, even in being in debt, that has nothing to do with anything. You still ain't getting no money. So what if they were coming on TV? Oh man, I'm losing my house. I'm losing. And on the bigger picture, I'm going to take you guys outside the debt matrix. And now I can't prove to you what I'm saying. It just makes mathematical sense to me. I believe they do stuff like that to test their power or test their reach on people. What type of stronghold do they have on certain people in debt? So if you had money and they said, hey man, we're not going to pay you, TSA, thanks, Ill Willie. If you had money and you work for the TSA and they say, hey, by the way, we ain't going to pay you till we figure this out, you would just quit on the spot and say, no, I'm not, bye, I quit. They test their grip to see how many people will stay and work for free. They're testing their slavery stronghold over people. Damn near everybody stayed. Now, do you see how big this is? If you come on this side of the fence, I'm telling you guys, you come on this side of the fence, oh, it's lovely over here. You see stuff like that. You're like, oh, you're testing your strength. Oh, yeah, you got definitely a good grip. Oh man, we're losing our house. We're losing it. How can you lose something you never owned? If you're financing, you never owned anything. How come they don't know that? Because they're in debt. They don't understand the language that they're in. They don't understand. Hey, man, I'm about to lose my house. Hey, it's not your house because you have a mortgage. What are you talking about? I am a homeowner. People will actually argue with me claiming that they're a homeowner. You know what I say? If two people each bought a home, one with cash and one with a mortgage, math says there can only be one homeowner, the person that paid cash. But yet this person with the mortgage will still believe they're a homeowner. That's the grip. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you want to be free, you will understand all this. Everything I'm telling you, I can 100% prove to be true with 5th grade math. Everything I'm saying. You can tell, and I tell you what, you can tell anybody around you. I'll roll my dice. You could tell 20 people around you what I'm telling you right now. You don't believe me? Go test my theory. Go ask somebody that believes they're a homeowner with a mortgage. Go tell them they're not a homeowner while having a mortgage. They will argue with you. And Don't argue with them back. I just want you to think about what I'm saying to you and say, how in the hell did Linnell know that? Math. You come on this side, people. I'm telling you. You won't let a job take advantage of you. You won't feel bad about people trying to borrow money from you. If, oh man, you make this amount of money, you this a doctor, lawyer, computer engineer, you have it. You have no problem saying no. Oh man, you have it. You don't know what I have. You know what? And plus, when somebody will say like, hey man, can I borrow $50 till next payday, right? And they just got paid. They don't even know what they're saying, okay? Can I borrow $50 till payday? You know what I say to them? Hey man, if you could show me how you make $50 stretch for another 2 weeks, I'll give you the $50. I'll give you the 50. I'll give you the $50 if you can show me how you make $50 last for 2 weeks. Please show me that. They won't know. They won't know. But you'll have no problem saying no. You will not ever let any job take advantage of you. Now, what I'm saying is this. This is what I want you to be a clear understanding of this. When businesses do that to you, it's only business. Don't take it personally. If they don't put you in a position at your job that you feel you deserve, you leave. They obviously don't know your skills. The only person that needs to know your skills is you. So when I left my last job, the next job knew exactly what my skills is. You know how I know? Because they paid me $50,000 more than my previous job. The only thing that angers me about that is because how long has it been that way when I could have been making $50,000 more a year? I didn't know that because I was in debt and I was too afraid to lose the job and the money I had today, back then. But now, you know, because they always think about it. When you go on interviews, they always ask you stupid questions like, hey, they'll give you a salary range and ask you where you think you deserve in this salary range. I say the top. What you mean? What's the max? I say it's that. That's exactly what I said in that last interview a couple of years ago. Hey, this is our salary range, and it's from here to here. I said, I want that. I want the top. Oh yeah, you got to break up and do sections and go to F to C and then you move up. Not me. No, I know my skills. I want the top range. No, goodbye. Next interview. Businesses will know. This is why, think about it this way. If you try to get hired at a multi-million-dollar business, they got that way somehow. So they understand something that you don't as a regular employee. When you come in talking like that, I guarantee you they will see this in you and they will know that you are different somehow than the average person, because you better believe it's a clear indication when somebody's coming in and desperate for a job or somebody's coming in that don't need a job. That's not desperate. I'm not going to say not need a job. That's not desperate for a job. Okay. It's a clear difference. The interview process is different. I don't even here's another one for you IT people. Okay. You ever notice, like when you apply for IT jobs, besides listing everything under the freaking sun that you should know, they try to give you these like mini quizzes or mini tests, before even considering being hired. They want you to stop and take your time out of your life to answer this questionnaire or answer these questions, whatever. I'm not answering none of that. Are you paying me to do that? No? Then I ain't doing it. What do you mean? I'll come in. If you ask me these questions during the interview, I'll answer them because I'm there for the interview process. But beforehand, I ain't doing none of that. You want me to stop whatever I'm doing, take an hour out of my time and answer these questions in hopes that you then bring me in for an interview? I'm not doing any of that. No, I barely even want to look at a computer screen. The very thought of sitting in front of a computer screen at a desk for 8 hours all day, hell to the no. Nope. I thought that was lovely back in when I first got a computer job. Oh yeah, I'm in a warm office, air conditioning. I get to dress nice, but I'm sitting at a freaking computer all day long. No, I ain't doing none of that. I have the choice to work or do whatever I want to do now. I'm do whatever I want to do, and no, I'm not rich. This is the distinct thing when people ask you too. If you become financially free, people are going to ask you. They ask me all the time, "Hey, Linnell, are you a millionaire? Are you rich?" You know what I stop and say? All I do is tell them this: my finances are in the black. That's all you need to know. My finances are in the black. Some people ask, "What does that mean?" That means my finances are above zero. If your finances are in the red, that means you're below zero. That means they're in a negative. That means you have no money. Whether you know this or not, that's totally math doesn't care how you feel about what I'm saying. Math doesn't care that 1 + 1 equaling 2. It doesn't care how you feel about 1 + 1 equaling 2. It's 2. You are sticking yourself at this job you hate. I promise you. I promise you. It you are telling yourself all the time. If you're hoping you can't wait for Friday, all you gotta do is get on all you gotta do is get on Facebook and just watch the people. Oh, thank God it's Friday. I can't wait for the holiday. Ooh, I got this 3-day weekend. You know what that says? I hate my job because I don't want to be there. And then when you get stuck in traffic, people in traffic, all you gotta do look at look at a look on the news and watch bumper to bumper traffic. And then I want you to go look at a slice open an ant hill. There's no different. They're all workers. Everybody's looking at each other mad in traffic. Everybody's mad. Why do you think road rage is? Because everybody hates being there, not realizing they're trapping themselves in there in the car they're in, making the payments on that same road, looking at each other mad because they put themselves there. They're all feeling the same way. I was there. And the businesses, they're picking you off like fish in a barrel, giving you traffic tickets, creating carpool lanes, making you pay. I mean, taking your money before you even get to work. Oh man, I don't want to be stuck in this traffic. Guess what you're gonna do? Pay for it. Pay for a pass in the car. They make it sound so convenient too, don't they? Oh man, you pay ahead of time. You'll get a reduction in the fee if you pay it by the month. That way, they stack all this money, make all this interest off the money that's stacked in there. It's business. I'm not hating on them. Okay, it's nothing personal. You're stuck in a place getting picked off before you even get to go to your job and earn the money that you need to survive. You're paying interest payments, car payments, insurance payments. Hey, it's the law. You got to have insurance. You better wear your seatbelt. You better not speed. You better stay in your lane. If you don't, we're going to pick you off and get some more money. Hey, but they was getting me like that. Oh my God. The more it's just coming to me as I'm telling you guys. I want you guys to understand. It's crazy. Once you get out of the debt matrix, you're going to see everything I'm telling you. Everything. Everything. Man, that TSA one example, that should be a prime example of what I mean. That's clear as day. Clear as day. The government made those people work for free until they got around to fixing whatever it is they're fixing there. Whatever. They're taking their time up in Congress or whatever. I don't even pay attention to any of that crap. You know why? Because I'm not even part of it. That has nothing to do with me. Nothing. Only people trapped in the debt matrix work for free. Everybody knows if you're working for free, you are a slave. IT people, and you make salary, get this out of your head. Salary is not better than hourly. Get that? I was thinking like that. It's not better. At least hourly workers get paid for every hour they work. Salary, they're doing you so good. And all you got to do is this for 1 week, 1 month. Keep track If every single minute you work off the clock, add it together with your salary, break it down to hourly, that's how much you're really making an hour. You're going to be angry. I'm giving you the answer how to get out. And I can, check it out. I can help you out with a detailed plan how to get out of this. Detailed. I can help you skip all the hurdles. And along the way, as you're doing it, everything I'm showing you, I can prove with math. I can let you enter the numbers in your own calculator app yourself. If your numbers match my numbers, you're doing it right. The hardest part will be you have to believe your own math. And if you don't, you got to keep asking yourself, how come I don't believe my own math? That's what you got to do. I will change your life. Change it. And nobody will even know how you're doing it, even if you told them. I ain't worried about it. Share with anybody you want. The only people that are going to hear it when they're ready, the people that figure out, hey man, it doesn't matter how much money I make. I keep going up. I keep getting promotions, but I keep still being in debt and I'm not getting anywhere. One day they're going to say, wait a minute. I heard this guy, Linnell, on YouTube. He was telling me this about a year ago. Let me go check and see if he's there. I will still be here. I promise you, I'll still be here. 85% of Americans are in debt. 15% of us are not. You want some signs that this may be you? You might be part of the 85%. You want to know? If you go to fill your gas tank up and you only could put $5, $10, $15 in your tank, you're in debt. When I go to the gas station, I fill it up and barely even look at the gas price. I don't care what the gas price is. I don't care. I mean, I go to certain places, like I like going to Costco, whatever. But do I really pay attention and say, whoa, man, that gas is going up. It's getting hot. I don't do that. I just go, bing, done, leave. Because once you're out of debt, not only the income that you get from your job, you get what's called phantom income. The only way you can see it's only phantom to people that are in debt. Phantom income is like what I was telling you in previous videos. If you pay less in taxes than the majority, if you pay less in taxes than the 85% of people that pay higher in taxes, that's money in your pocket. The taxes you don't pay. That's called tax avoidance, not tax evasion. Tax evasion is illegal. Tax avoidance is legal. You can't see that if you're in debt. It's mathematically impossible for you to even if you never even heard of phantom income, that's because you're in debt. How do you know you're in debt? Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. 5th grade math. That's it. All right, you guys. That's it for today. If that's you trapped in your job, I'm giving you I'm telling you how to get out of it. Is it going to be easy? No. You have to pay your debt off. Why? Because you have to feel the damage. You have to feel the financial damage that you have done to yourself. That's a very important part. I promise you. The reason why it's so important, because once you feel it, you will never accidentally go back in debt for anything. You won't care about driving a regular older car. You won't care what anybody thinks. You won't care. You won't care about what people that finance cars say. Who cares what they say? They're in debt. They don't know it. Whether they know it or not, math doesn't care. You won't care what kind of house they got, what kind of clothes they got, what kind of job they got, what kind of income they got. No. Anybody come at you with a business opportunity, hey man, why don't you partner up with me to do this and that? You know, the first thing I ask is somebody, when people do that to me, let me see your personal credit report. You do like the businesses do. Can you go into a business or to a bank and ask to borrow some money, and you come in dressed really, really nice and you look good and you drive a nice car? Can you ask the bank, hey bank, I want to borrow your money, but I want to skip the credit application process? No, they don't care. That's how you got to treat everybody. That's how I treat everybody that wants to either business up or borrow some serious money. And I go, let me see your personal credit report. No? Then no. All right, you guys have a good one. Have a wonderful Thursday. And I only know that because I'm looking at the clock on my My laptop. All right, you guys have a good day. Hey, Ill Willis, appreciate it. Appreciate you, man. I love your participation. Anybody else that would like to chime in sometimes? Any personal finance question you may have, I promise I will have the correct mathematical answer for you on how to get out of your situation. I promise. And all you got to do is believe it. You can reach me at DebtAintMyDaddy@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram at DebtAintMyDaddy. You can find me on Facebook, DebtAintMyDaddy. Every month, I post my full credit reports online. Okay, so you guys can see what a financially free, financially debt person's credit report look like. Anybody you deal with money or you trying to partner up with, their credit, once your credit report looks like mine, you'll understand. And their credit report will have to look like yours. Go take a look. Go look at my credit report. I posted. You're gonna see. I only have one credit card. That's anything else is everything. You'll see all zeros, 0, 0, 0. Hey, Ill Willis. Do you think? Let me know. I'm curious. Okay, when you share this page or share information, please tell me the responses that you get. Okay, I'm just curious. This is how I make stories because I want you to see and feel what I'm talking about when you tell people. I appreciate it if you do, man, because I love hearing that. Okay. All right, man. Thank you as always. Okay, email me, man. I'll be looking forward to hear from you. When you're ready. And if you come across some people that kind of remotely that you feel like they're ready to hear what I have to say, hey, send them my way. I appreciate it. All right. Have a good one. All right, bye.